Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video of Marvel Contest of Champions. I hope you all are having an amazing day, and today we're gonna run through the most hideous path of 6.2.4. That is going to be the Science Rarity Gate. Now this is going to be a long path. It has a total of 14 fights, so you need to bring very specific champions for very specific fights. So when you plan for this path, remember that the global node is destructive feedback and you have to bring 3 science champions. So 3 fights that you absolutely need: magic or a void or vision or some heavy power controller would be for a Hyperion. Then there is a Dormammu with the power reserve, and then there is a Juggernaut with buffet on him. So for that you need somebody who has a heavy power control that can get you through those fights. Then there is going to be a really key fight that is going to be against Doctor Strange, who has improved power gain. So again you need somebody who can do a power lock on him. For me, Doc Ock works the best. You can also go for a duped Void, a duped Iceman, or a duped Psylocke. So it depends on you. Then there are going to be 4 generic path fights. That is going to be against a Ronan, a Carnage, a Psylocke, and also a Crossbones. So for that you can just have any champions. I'm gonna use Thing and Torch together, and then you have 4 fights that like also generic, but it'll be good if you bring a size champion to bring them down as they're Mystic. That's gonna include 1 boss fight and 3 other fights: a Mordo, Immortal Ironfist, and the Hood. So my team would be Magic, Doc Ock, Thing, Wasp, and Human Torch. So let's get into the video, guys. But before we get into it, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications so you can get all my video notifications when I put them up. Also, like this video, comment down below. This is going to be a long video, so I will leave timestamps in the description down below, so make sure to you get in the comments and let me know what do you think about this path. So the first fight is against a Hyperion with destructive feedback as a global node. So all you need to do is to bring a power controller to control his power. You have a lot of champions that you can use. The alternative champions are mentioned on the left of the screen. So I'm gonna use magic because magic will be really helpful in some upcoming fights as well. So make sure that you play safe until you have an L2, and once you have an L2 you power lock him. You can go in for the intercepts as well, so it's up to you. Just be careful though when he is in his active global phase with the destructive feedback. Just play a little safe so you don't get hit and die. Once you get that done, then you have a Carnage. Now this one is just a generic path fight, so I'm just gonna go with Thing. So what I like to do with Thing, because I have Human Torch energy, so once he reaches 20 rock stacks, and if he still gets parry, any extra rock stacks he will receive, they are going to be converted to Furies right away. So what I like to do is to keep parrying the defender when he is in his active phase of the global node, when destructive feedback is yellow, and I will try to get all the rock stacks on me and build up some Furies. And when the global node goes inactive, then I start hitting them in. So you will see me doing the same all over again and try to get to 60 Furies as soon as possible. And once I do get there, I will start laying into him. I hope you really find the video helpful and you enjoy it. If you do, guys, check out my channel, subscribe to it. There's X 6.1 and 6.2 guides as well, and there's 5.3 and 5.4 as well. Now the next fight is going to be against a Mordo. So for him you have to be careful because you cannot parry and just go into him. So again, it's not a difficult fight, but it's a little annoying one that you have. There is one more thing to worry about apart from destructive feedback is going to be an astral evade. Again, you can bring on other champions that are on the left of your screen. Those are suggestive ones, but I like to bring Wasp because she can easily put weakness on him and you can just parry and hit him. Although I don't parry him throughout the whole fight, he's very friendly when it comes to throwing his specials. So just push him to L1 and start baiting it and he will probably throw it, and just like that you can kill him off. As you can see, I am just waiting for him to use his L1 and I'll go back into him, and with Wasp ability on all of her criticals, he will bring down Mordo really quick. Now I could use Wasp in other fights, path fights as well, and I can use magic as well, but I'm saving those champions for specific fights that are gonna come up, and I'm using Thing and Human Torch for the path running. So next up is going to be a Ronan. Again, it's a very simple path fight, same concept that we did before. Is we're going to keep parrying him during the active phase of the global node and get those rock stacks up, and also maybe get some furies up. Once those are done, then you're gonna build up to specials and start hitting Ronan and try to kill him off. The next fight is a very key fight in the section. That's against Doctor Strange, who along with destructive feedback as the global node, he has improved power gain and energize, so he gains power really fast. So you need any champion that can either steal power or power lock him. So you can use a Psylocke and you can use a Doctor Doom, you can use a Void, you can use a Magic, but all of them, they need a little bit of setup before you can actually power lock Strange, or you could do any of that. My two best picks for this fight are going to be Doc Ock, or if you have a duped Luke Cage, he's amazing as well, because with duped Luke Cage you will be able to go to indestructible and you will be able to eat one of his L3s, and then by that time you'll be able to stack exhaustion charges, and when you have 3 or 4 exhaustion charges, actually Doctor Strange will lose health. So those are two of my best champions for this fight. Now what you have to do is when the fight starts, you just need to parry him, or you have to stay away until his destructive feedback stage is over, and by that time usually Dr. Octopus usually gets a power lock on him. Then you try to take him to a corner, and then once you have him there and he's power locked, you just spam your heavy just like you're looking at me that I'm doing, and this way Doctor Strange dies really quick. If you're using a Luke Cage, same concept. What you do, you take him to a corner, and once you have 4 to 5 exhaustion charges ready, you just keep using light hits and keep an L3 ready. So even if your exhaustion charges expire and he starts gaining power, use an L3, and then again there'll be 4 exhaustion charges on Doctor Strange and he will die. So yeah, that's how you can counter that fight. Next one, it's a very generic path fight against an Immortal Ironfist. I just brought Wasp for this fight because his specials are easily available, and I wanted to do this fight really quick because it is a long video for around 32 minutes. But again, it's your choice who you want to use. I'm just using Wasp and not losing much health because I want to keep the Wasp for the boss as well. So keeping that in mind, I'm using Wasp very sparingly here. And there he goes down. That was a quick one. Next up is going to be a Dormammu. Now he is going to be also a tough fight. So you will notice in the beginning I will just be using parry and going back and trying to get out of that active destructive feedback global phase. There's going to be a power reserve, so that's on this fight, so that's going to help us, and also there's a special lock too, so that will help us regain some of our HP as well. Now I do make a few mistakes on this fight and I get degent, but the best way would be to not dex at all and just parry and swipe back, that will help you out. But then I made some mistakes here and I lost a lot of health. That will cost me some healing potions later against Juggernaut. But then this is how you should fight, and again, once you get the first L2, it will be easier for you to cycle through it because of the power reserve node. Just make sure you only hit him when he has that global node inactive, because the problem here is if his global node is active, you're gonna hit him, you cannot parry him, and if you dex him, he's gonna give you degen. So both ways you can't work out. So the only way is when the global node is active, you parry but you don't give him damage. So you can use the parry to get through the destructive feedback active time, and then you can hit him in the inactive. I hope this one really helps you out, guys, because this is also a key fight and it makes your path fight easier. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips and guys. I am going into 6.2.5 and 6.2.6 next. Next one up is going to be a Sym Supreme. Now he can be an annoying fight as well if you don't bring the right champion. So you need somebody who can really power lock him, or he's immune to nullify and fate seal. So with Thing, he's immune to nullify and fate seal, so I'm gonna use him. If you don't have him, you can go with Luke Cage as well, you can go with a Void as well, and you can go with a Psylocke. So any champion that has good power control can easily take him out. The only thing you need to care about, you need to use parries and swipe back. You cannot dex in front of this guy because he will give you a lot of damage by nullifying that. So that's one thing you need to care about. Whenever he comes into you, you parry him, and when your inactive phase for the global node is about to expire, stop giving him damage so you can easily parry him throughout the fight. And apart from that, if you do that, this one is a pretty simple and pretty straightforward fight. The 3 out of 2 tough fights we've already discussed. One is against Doctor Strange and one is against Dormammu, and the next upcoming fight that is going to be tough is going to be a Juggernaut with buffet on him. So stay tuned, guys. And then we have a path fight, a generic path fight with Vision. Now the only thing you need to care about is his synthesis, where he gains power every now and then. So the easiest way to deal with it is to not to push him to L2, always keep him to L1 and keep baiting out his L1. His L1 is pretty easy to dodge just right there. So yeah, that's about it. I make a lot of mistakes in this fight because at this point I'm like, oh, can the path will be over, because it's such a long path. So I made quite a few mistakes and I get down to 1% health, and then I'm like, okay, I can't let him hit me, so I just go into a mad fury of intercepts, and I'm able to bring him down solo. I hope you enjoy this fight, guys. Stay tuned till end of the video. There is a really nice boss fight with Wasp that I finish him off with only 2% health, so yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Now, the next fight is going to be against a Crossbones. Again, it's a very simple path fight. All you need to do is to just parry them out during the active phase of destructive feedback, and during the inactive phase you will see that I will start hitting into him. I will give him a lot of damage and try to bring him down as soon as possible. What you could do also, you can bait out their L1s and hit them as well, and you can use the active phase of the destructive feedback to drop some damage in and dodge the L1s so you can kill him off. So it's a pretty straightforward and simple fight. You can literally bring anyone. I just put suggested champs as size champions because it is a science path and you will need this. So you need at least one path runner that can bring him down super quick. Now the next fight is going to be a very key fight. That's going to be a Juggernaut who has cornered and buffet. And I am going to use some healing pots on my magic. I would advise you to keep your magic above at least 50 to 60% health if you're gonna go in with this. Other options that are there can be a Red Guardian, a Psylocke, or other champions, but the problem with Juggernaut is if you don't control his power, he goes unstoppable, and together with the destructive feedback, there's a lot to think about. So what I try to do, I try to use magic and power lock him so I don't have to worry about his specials or his unstoppable, so I can just easily parry him and use my L2 and he can die really quick. So what I did there in the beginning of the fight is I just swiped back, not worrying about the buffet because he was on full health, so I could go into the inactive phase of the global node and then I start hitting into him. As soon as I get into active mode, you could see right here that I am just trying to parry him right there, and I'm avoiding to dex because that will give him back power. And once we are back in the inactive phase, you will see I'll drop an L2 right there, and then now it's all about giving a parry and going back and hitting into him. So it is a tough fight, but if you think about it, if you fight it right, it becomes easy. The best champions are the ones that can power control him, so you can totally eliminate the threat of unstoppable from this fight, and then you can easily parry and kill him off. I do die with magic in the end of the fight because of my own stupid mistake. I just gave him damage and I waited for him to come and hit me, so all that damage from the destructive feedback comes in and I die, but then I bring in a wasp to kill him off. I hope this fight really helps you guys because I know this is a tough fight and a lot of people get stuck into it and they have to use a lot of pots and potions, but with this I hope it becomes much easier for you. Also guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. All of your subscriptions, your comments, your likes, all of that really supports the channel. We are almost at 4,000 subscribers and I appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you so much for your support. Keep supporting. Now the next two fights are going to be quick ones. One is against the Psylocke, and then the next one is going to be just before the boss. That is going to be a Hood with Bane. Now I'm just gonna try and use Human Torch. I just recently pulled him from the compensation package of the 5-star Nexus that we received from Kabam. So I've just pulled him from there. I just ranked for him and I've been trying to learn how to use him, but I am not that good at all, so I will be unable to play to him to his optimum level, so I apologize in advance. I'm still learning. So again, these are just generic path fights. You can just easily take them out. The only thing you need to be careful about is the fight against Hood that will have Bane on him. So you just need to time your Bane transfers in the right way and that fight can easily be soloed. Don't push Hood to L2 because then if you gave him damage before and he will use an L2 and kill you off. Apart from that guys, these are simple easy path fights and just before the boss to get you mentally prepared. And the last fight finally on this long path is going to be a boss Kingpin. Now this is a really interesting fight because I went into it with a lot of health, and then within like the first 10 seconds of the fight I am down to only like 2% or 7%. So this is going to be a fun fight. So he is one of the most easiest bosses of 6.2, but he's also one of the most unforgiving because if he hits you, you just die really fast. So it's a boring fight. You will have to just go back and forth on him. So all you need to do is to push him to L1 and bait his L1 out and hit him again. Keep saving your specials, so whenever you hit him and he needs a little bit of more push to L1, you can use your specials then. Apart from that, it's a very simple fight. You just need to actually play keep away. You cannot parry him because he has empowered immunity and he is stun immune. So whenever you parry, he will gain power. And if you push him to L2, that's pretty much game over for you. And he's also unblockable after 25% of his health is remaining, unblockable finale. So I would still rather say that you guys play from the beginning as if unblockable. Do not parry him, just push him to L1 and he throws his L1 very easily. So bait it out and start hitting him. We'll see that I am at 7% or 6% health, and I will keep hitting into it. At one point I will drop to 2% even, but I am still able to solo him just by simply baiting L1 out. That is by far the easiest way for this fight, and I would suggest you to stick to it. Also, the alternative chance for this fight is a lot. The fastest ones I've seen that kill him are Corvus, and there is Spider-Man Stark, and also Ghost. I don't have Aegon, so I've not used him. I've used Hyperion as well. Hyperion is a slightly longer fight, but the fastest killing ones are going to be the same, all high damage heroes, a Corvus, a Ghost, and Spider-Man Stark. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video and you enjoyed clearing this hideous path. If you do guys and you find the video useful and you like the tips, make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot. Do check my community post from last time. I just put up all the links for all of my guides and the future roadmap, what chapters I'm gonna do for the guides guys. And again, thank you everybody for all of your support. I've been having a lot of new subscribers. I'm almost at 4,000 subs, so thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody chipping in, and a big thank you to Monash for giving me a shout out. So I really appreciate that. And apart from that guys, I hope everybody has having an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.